So while we have this host of rules and regulations, our two most important rules are come from our region. We are about local and supporting local agriculture. And of course that definition will change depending on demographics and geographic location throughout the country. We define our region in what works for us. And then also that you produce what you're bringing to market. And this is what we as a community have decided that we want to promote, what we want to support, and how we want to go about enforcing that. But farmers do have access to, I guess, our version of due process. And again, this is not about punishment. This is about enforcing and maintaining the integrity of who we are. It's why we get to set up on city sidewalks. It's why the state and the city support our programs. And it's also the trust of the consumer. It's why consumers can come here. There's another recall of SpaghettiOs this week, but it's why customers can come and know exactly who they're buying from and know that there's a trusted face behind that product, and that's what we're about. The reason why our rules work, for the most part, is because they are created by and with the farmers. We have a very active and very strong Farmer and Consumer Advisory Committee, the FCAC. And one of the subcommittees of the FCAC is the Rules Committee. And we meet on a bi-weekly, if not monthly, either bi-weekly or monthly basis, and constantly evaluate whether or not our rules reflect our mission, and whether or not our rules are helping us accomplish our mission, which is keeping farmland in preservation and getting food to New Yorkers. It's a document, it's a working document, it can change from year to year, it does change from year to year, and we're really assessing agriculture. So right now, one of the things we're looking at are our dairy rules, and the dairy industry is being decimated, particularly in the Northeast. And we want to make sure that while our rules are about producer only and making sure that what's coming to market is from the farm that's producing the milk, we also want to see if there's ways to be flexible or ways that can benefit dairy farmers, and that it won't be so restrictive that will keep them out of market. Our rules, like I said, they're a work in process. We take them very seriously, and we're constantly interacting with them and with our advisory committee to have the best input. We'll bring in outside professionals. We'll work with some of the land-grant universities, other folks in the field to help advise us on certain issues. And of course, our farmers, when we make our rules, they're voted on by our larger farmer advisory board.
The guide goes category by category and lists all the rules and regulations for sampling, for food handling, what temperatures things need to be at during transport at market. And this is something that every vendor in our market is given and walked through in advance of being accepted. And it's something that we can go to and cite on a regular basis. So it's completely transparent. Everybody knows what the expectations are. And when rules are broken, it's a one-on-one discussion, working with them to see what solutions we can come up with together to ensure that all of these rules are adhered to. We also have an operating manual, and it will go, this is something that we believe in, no surprises. We should be very clear on the front end what the expectations are and fair. So it's a lot of one-on-one conversations, and it's working together to ensure that the policies are adhered to.
Our policies were actually written in the process of doing both the feasibility study and then later in reflection in terms of both checking in with markets throughout the country, the network of markets, and then also choosing policies which we thought were effective. And we returned to, for example, to the producer-only policy. So that was the key policy that we thought was important. And what does it take? I mean, what does that mean? It means that you actually credential people by going to see them and going to see their farms. And so that's the way we enforce that. And we originally, when our markets, we started with one market. In the second year we had two markets, and then into 2003 we actually only had two markets. So we used to do annual visits, and even after that we tried to do that. But now we try to visit most of the farmers within a 2 or 3 year period. So that's really, that's key. So you have to go, you have to see, you have to, what do we have to sell? We sell authenticity.